So the second way to use the pin bar is using Bollinger Bands. So for those who don't know what Bollinger Bands are, these are is a measure of volatility, where normally you have a 20 period moving average, and then you have two standard deviations above that moving average and below that moving average. And effectively what it's saying is that price is normally contained within the bands roughly 95% of the time. So every time price touches or exceeds that band, there is a strong indication that price will reverse. So again, I'll show you an example of that, and I'll try to also show you confluence examples like I did with the moving average one, more than one reason why that price will then turn to give you a better confidence, a better indication of that trade, and have you the confidence to trade. So in this example, again, you're using a Euro USD, and we're going to be using a 1 minute time frame. So just really to show you that you can use pin bars on different time frames, different level of criteria with the pin bar. So the settings of the pin bar, again, I've taken off the candle range, so it's still set. It doesn't look at the previous candles to see how big they are, and I've also got rid of the number of minimum bars as well to check the price rejection on there, just to really show it as many examples as I can. So what we're looking at here, we're looking at this small pin bar over here which says 207. So the 207 says that price has not been at this level for the last 207 bars. We're looking at a 1 minute chart, so 207 minutes there. But what you can see, if I zoom in just a little, is that you can see that price has touched and just gone outside of the Bollinger Band. So this is a 20 period moving average with two standard deviations on either side. So price has now gone outside of the realms of, you know, normality of the current level of volatility. So should we take this trade? Yes or no? So just based on that information, yeah, you should. Based on it's a pin bar showing at an extreme level of not only where price hasn't been in the short term for a long time, but also that it's outside of the bands of volatility. But what I've also added inside here, I've also added in the RSI, the standard RSI at 14 period, and the standard stochastic as well. What you can see is that the RSI is also below 30. It's also at an extreme is it oversold, overbought? You know, I get confused by the two, but either way, it's at an extreme level below 30, therefore again showing a reason for a potential reversal. I've also put the stochastics indicator on here. Again, it's below 20. 80, 20 are normally the bands for stochastics at the standard settings, and again, even here it's at an extreme level, and I think it's just crossed over as well. So one of the signals of trading stochastics is looking at the extreme overbought, oversold levels, and when there's a crossover within that scenario here. And as you can see, that pin bar actually does complete the crossover there. So there are two more indications here. So altogether, we've got we've got four factors now telling us that price is likely to reverse at this level. First one being a pin bar being formed. Second one, the location of the pin bar being formed at a Bollinger Band, the lower Bollinger Band, touching it and even going outside it. The price went outside it. Thirdly, the RSI is at an extreme level below 30. And the stochastics is at extreme level below 20 with a cross as well. So you could wait until the RSI creeps back up above 30. So after this bar, to get in here, to get in above, put a buy stop above this bar to hit the other side. With you could easily get a 2-to-1 over there. The more aggressive people. Way to trade this is to do a buy stop just above the pin bar, and if it gets activated on the next bar, which it does, it goes to the high of 7.5 pips, with a 2.5 pip stop. So you're making just around 3-to-1 risk to reward there for that particular trade. So that's an example of how you can trade Bollinger Bands with with pin bars, using confluence factors such as the RSI and stochastics to kind of even prove to really get your confluence with confidence levels up of taking this trade.